Good morning, Captains. It's me, your host, TONIK TZW, and yes, we are here again in the legendary Darren. As I said before, I'm playing this ship a lot because of the steel missions available for legendary tier and tier 8, but this is by far my favourite boat, so it's getting a lot of mileage under the belt at the moment. This one is simply called Play Your Cap, a lesson in domination tactics, and I wanted to use it as a good example of one of the many things that I talk about on my videos to show you how it can work. Now we've got 3 destroyers, we've got 2 cruisers, battleships, and lo and behold, we've got carriers in this match, legendary tier carriers, and ours is in division with a Grosser Kurfürst. And so straight off the bat at the start of the game, I know that carrier is going to be playing to support his buddy in the GK. Therefore, it's unlikely that with me being on the opposite side of the map that I'm going to get any support from him, because they are going to be focused on themselves. But that is a good thing, because it means we have got a strong flank. Unfortunately for me, not having any air cover, it does mean that the red team aircraft carrier is going to be playing across here at the start of the map, and that is dangerous for me because although I have reasonable AA and it is going to go to some use in this game, it is going to be down to me to do the spotting for this side. I've got a Yamato and an Alaska behind me, so I'm feeling confident and competent that I have a radar cruiser that can back me up. But with it being legendary tier, you're never guaranteed that the players at this tier know what they're doing, because anybody can get access to legendary tier ships. So I always say that you should play your cap, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. I know there is a Worcester out here somewhere, 9-kilometer radar, so the chances are, knowing how people play this map, that Worcester is going to get himself tucked in just across there behind that island, because it's a good spot for a cruiser to hide and to get shots on. So I want to try and get him spotted, because I've got a Yamato behind me. But unfortunately, my Yamato is a tomato. We get the Shima spotted and we're going to go straight on him with guns. We know that we are disclosing our location, and there we go. Our Yamato is gone with a dev strike, and as expected, there are the shells from the Worcester, and look at that, we can see exactly where he's firing from. We know we've got the Shimakaze coming round, so we're going to back up and try and get a set of torpedoes out there towards where that Worcester is. I don't know if the Shima is just inexperienced or whether or not he's planning to try and run a wall of skill or just to run me down so the Worcester can pick on me, but he's going to come around the corner straight into my sonar range. It looks like he is running 3-kilometer detection, because I get picked up the second I fire my guns, even though I'm in smoke, because I don't think my smoke penalty was that high, but that is the Shimakaze out of the game. Now I know that the Worcester is on the cap, and this is where we are going to have to switch tactics. There's a lot of small islands here. I can use them, but I need to get this guy spotted. There he is. He is holding the capture points. I'm watching for my timer for my smoke screen. We're going to go bow in and try and use his dispersion to our advantage, but we are going to get bumped. He takes a good hit, and we are going to keep wailing on him. We're already up to 4 cap resets. Now, if you look at the rest of the map, we're already doing a good job on air cap. We've managed to get rid of 2 of Red Team's destroyers and 1 cruiser, so that flank is pushing hard on air cap, and they are going to secure it. This is what I talk about often, where I say, don't abandon your cap. If you can't take it, then at least try try to contest it. Now, it's getting dangerous for me to contest because this Worcester is tucked in behind things, but he is the one that is on the cap. He is the one that is collecting the capture points. So we're looking behind. We've got the Alaska there. We're calling him for help, but he's not going to be much help, to be honest. So we know that we are in radar range. We are still contesting the cap. The Worcester can't get shots on us. He comes around out from behind the island and he is pushing forwards. But let's have a look at what happens here. Oh, another chip of health away from us. So he's in gun range. I'm in radar range. He's in torpedo range. And he's trying to push out from this cap and secure it. And all I'm going to do is float around here on the outside, just out of range of being picked up by the two Yamatos. But here comes the carrier again, so we're going to turn out. Their carrier is supporting both sides of the map. Ours is still very much focused on one side of the map only, and that's what I expected to happen at the start of the game. Now the Worcester has got himself spotted from elsewhere. I'm still taking shots left, right and centre, and I'm playing what I call a fighting retreat. So targets are spotted by other people, which means that I can use my smoke. I know that his radar's on cooldown currently. Again, I'm very much the focus of attention here. That Worcester is putting fire onto the Alaska. The Alaska is steaming down the flank. And with two Yamatos out here, he isn't going to survive that long, to be honest. We are, 7 minutes into the game. We have 2 caps. Red team have only their starting cap. I'm down to 4,000 hit points, but we're up to, how many is that? Is that 11 cap resets now? Red team are trying to push this cap. Meanwhile, our team are down the flanks. One of the Shimikazes has taken the opportunity to go straight through the middle of the map after assisting on a cap, and he is going to start turning red team's home cap. So fighting this kind of delaying action and preventing the red team from making that push has allowed our team to push down a flank, and we now control, or we will control shortly, 3/4 of the capture points, and the red team that are on this cap now have enemy ships behind them. So they have one option. They either come forwards or they turn around and they fight back. It is up to them. We land a torpedo, we get another cap reset, which brings us up to 15. We're coming up on 7.5 minutes into the game. Red team still do not have the cap. There is the Worcester again, so we are going to wail on him, even though we've got 20 seconds before our smoke's back. Every second counts. There is another 3 cap resets for 18. Shimikaze on the south cap has taken it. There is their carrier. He is spotted. So our team has a huge advantage here. Now all we've contributed is 47,000 damage. There is a Carnot back there who's been camped behind that island for the majority of the game. He has put some fire into this capture point. Has it been effective? Well, I'm not quite sure given the time of flight of those shells, but he is going to land himself a high caliber. We get one more shot in against that Worcester across the top, because I think he must be spotted by planes there, or perhaps the Shima that's behind him. And this is where it's going to get tricky. Now, I am not expecting to survive this game. It took Red Team 8.5 minutes to secure one capture point. That's almost 2/3 of the game. In doing that, they have lost 5 of their 9 ships, but it's pretty much even Stevens here, because we only have 5. We're going to pop onto this Worcester. The torpedoes were running towards the Yamato. We can't reset the cap anymore, but what we can do is try and draw the attention of these guys away from the other ships on the map. They need to push. There's that second radar from the Worcester. I need to pull out by 1.4 kilometers, but he pulls out straight in front of those torpedoes, probably saves the Yamato there, but it gives us a second kill of the game. Our last spread of torpedoes heads out there. We're going to try and get a fire on him, which he's likely to damage control if we get one on him. And then with the torpedoes running, we might get lucky and have a bit of a flood. But looking at the minimap, again, we've got one Shima coming through the middle, and we've got the other Shima who is about to take the aircraft carrier out. So I am just kiting away. I think the Yamato realizes at this point that the game is lost. He has spent now 9 minutes trying to get a shot on me. It is a waste of a legendary ship. There's the torpedo hit, there's the flood. But in getting that, I'm just wheeling out as much as I can. That's me, gone. He gets a lucky shot in because I'm slowing down from my smoke screen. But it is practically game over. But watch this. That Carnot sat at the back of the map. Boom. He's gone. Sorry, Colbert, not a Carnot. Excuse my French. I keep getting my ships mixed up when they give them similar names like that. But there you go, the Colbert sat at the back. Looks like he's running a legendary mod with a crazy reload on that. But he did pick himself up a high caliber and a witherer, I think. We'll have to look at the stats. But let's have a look at what is left. It is the Yamato that spent the whole game trying to push through this cap, and which we held. And they've got a practically full health carrier who is now running away from one Shimakaze, and in doing so he's heading towards the second Shimakaze, and our carrier is onto him too. I didn't see what happened to the Yamato there, but he is gone. Their carrier is doing his best to try and fight, and I did leave the camera kind of static here, and then I go and actually have a look at some of the player stats. But there's torpedoes in from the carrier. Red team's carrier sticks it behind the island, and I think there's going to be a wall of skill coming from the Shima very shortly. So we have a look at what our contribution to the game was. We got 77,000 damage. We knocked down 10 planes. We had 18 cap resets. That was the key, I feel, to this game being won. Everybody played their part in this one. And even though we didn't really have the support of the carrier on this side, by holding this side of the map for so long, we've prevented Red Team from pushing through. We've literally, with one of the smallest ships in the game at Legendary tier, we have held back a cruiser, a radar cruiser at that, 2 Yamatos, and we dealt with this Shimakaze. So we had 4 ships out of 9 sat here on this capture point. We lost our Yamato early on. That left myself and the Alaska. The Alaska didn't seem to want to come anywhere near the place, and he went out. And so it feels very much like it was not quite a solo effort, but a lot of solo effort. So there's the end stats. I mean, yeah, I can't remember how early this was in things, but I picked up a lot of milestones on the campaign for this one. We only get the 2 kills, but the telling tale here is the fact that even though I didn't survive the last 5 minutes of the battle, I still finished top of the board and made over 3,000 base XP. There's the Colbert with his high caliber and his Witherer on 2380. So there is a little lesson for you on why you should play your cap, because it really can make a difference to winning or losing the game. You don't have to take the cap, but if you can prevent red team from taking it, you can still give your team an advantage. Until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.